Did you realize that most of the damage from drinking alcohol doesn't actually come from drinking alcohol? Let me explain. Now, when you drink alcohol, your liver has to break it down. And it does it through an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase. So the byproduct of what this enzyme breaks alcohol into is called acetaldehyde. Here's the problem. This byproduct is highly toxic even in low concentrations. It has the ability to increase collagen growth in the liver. That's called fibrosis, as in cirrhosis of the liver. So this byproduct causes oxidation and free radicals. It's the free radicals from the byproduct that cause destruction of the liver. So then you have a sequence of things that happen. You develop a fatty liver, then you get inflammation. And the inflammation is there because the body's trying to heal something. What is it trying to heal? The damage to the liver, okay? Then scar tissue develops and you get cirrhosis. Now, there are various studies done on rats. They fed rats alcohol with a high-fat diet, and they found that this process actually accelerates. So just realize, and this is what they don't tell you, that high-fat diet was really a combination of high fats and high sugars, okay? It wasn't just a high-fat diet. So they omitted that one little point. And the problem is when you add sugar to high fats or sugar to protein, you really spike the insulin levels. So you can pretty much just omit and cross off this study because this does not relate to what we're talking about. Now, here's the problem. The liver doesn't give symptoms until there's extensive damage. So you can go on for years and years and years without any symptoms and notice your gut increasing, but you might not make the connection. But that's what's happening. The liver is filling with fat. It's spilling off around the organs, and it's ending up as visceral fat. So there's a lot of extensive damage taking place, but without a lot of symptoms initially. So in the liver, you have these little functional units that detoxify. They do many things. They're called lobules. So you have anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 of these units, and they're nourished by blood, and they do a lot of things from digestion to cleaning toxins. But what happens is when you get inflammation and scar tissue, you're going to start losing the function. And a lot of things can happen from a loss of energy production, and this is why you might get tired. But the liver is robust and it has the ability to regenerate. But there is a point of no return where there's so much damage, you can't reverse it. And of course, the liver has the ability to regenerate. Of course, if you stop doing things that are causing the destruction. So antioxidants have the power to protect these functional units of the liver. Now, your body makes antioxidants, and you get antioxidants from your foods. And when you run out of these antioxidants, your cells become more susceptible to the damage. Now, the problem is you can't just go to GNC or the drugstore and buy a bottle of antioxidants to protect your liver. Why? Because those are made synthetically, and the way the antioxidants work are in networks. You have many different types of antioxidants because when the antioxidant donates an electron to the free radical to stabilize that atom, that antioxidant now is unstable and it needs an electron from another antioxidant. So that's why you need a network. And this is why you always want to get your antioxidants from foods or food concentrates. So here's a picture of a free radical. Let's say we have 2 electrons that are supposed to be there and you're missing 1 electron. So it's an unpaired electron. So a free radical is an unpaired electron. These electrons are spinning around this atom and one's missing. So if you imagine a disk that just has one weight on the side and it's spinning and it's just going all over the place because it's not symmetrical. That would be kind of a simple concept to understand this. So an antioxidant gives up one of its electrons to stabilize this free radical, but then it becomes, to that degree, a free radical. So this gets stabilized, but now this one needs another electron from another antioxidant. So this is why many different antioxidants are necessary to pull off this job. This also explains why some drinkers get cirrhosis and some don't. It really has to do with that individual's antioxidant reserves. Usually people that drink don't eat healthily. Also, if you drink and smoke, you accelerate this process even more because of the free radicals from smoking. But if you compound this and you smoke and drink and eat junk food, you're really going to be in trouble. All right, guys, so what can you do to solve this other than give up the drinking? Okay, if you're going to drink, it's very, very important to consume a diet that's extremely high in antioxidants, okay? So make sure you're consuming a lot of leafy greens. And the more someone drinks, let's say they're an alcoholic, the greater amount of vegetables they should be consuming, the healthier the diet. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto and Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.